At a book launch in Abuja today titled The Nigerian Dream by the Nigerian foremost writer, singer, politician and activist Dr. Moses Paul, which centers on the lives of two characters of 63 years of age, depicts the two sides of a Nigeria that on one side has given up, but on the other side is one with belief and hope.
That a documentation of the picture of the future has been painted. The scripture says that write it, make it plain, so that those who will read it can run with it. And so I feel very excited that today we have a documentation of the Nigerian dream as enshrined in our coat of arms, as enshrined in the national anthem, to bring to focus the things that really matter in our country, our integral connections in terms of our geography, our peace, our representation of the symbolism of strength, the things that really matter, the rising of our patriots, to be able to stand, and be who truly we are, the ingenuity of what Nigeria truly represents. So I'm very elated. I'm happy that we have a cross representation of Christian, Muslim, different people from different political parties and all walks of life gracing the occasion, because that's who the Nigerian dream really is about.
Okay, for it.
It's important for a raising of consciousness of our people from a documentation like this. If popularized, it will lead to a raising of consciousness of a generation that will rise up to become that particular dream. There are a lot of excerpts in the book that show clearly what actions should be taken beyond just agitation and advocacy, beyond mobilization, to really organizing and calling to action. That's the next step that has to do. We must go beyond just agitation, beyond just advocacy, much more than just mobilization. Two key things that is the next step is organizing of these thought values in spaces, from our religious to schools to our banking sector to our polity and governance structure, that will allow for a domestication of these values. Because at the end of the day, the policeman, the soldier, the people that we see, the civil servants, they all come from family. This is the next step that needs to be taken.
Amongst those that graced the occasion are the distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Shehu Sani, who in his address gave a resounding admonition to the leaders of the country and the people for peace, equity, and fairness that will allow prosperity.
Nigeria, was very passionate. Can they elaborate on this?
Well, first of all, it's important for everyone to know that we are here for the launching of the book that was titled The Nigerian Dream. And by the Nigerian Dream, it means the crystallization of our hopes, our aspirations, our expectations, our demands, our forecast, and perhaps our prophecy of what a Nigerian should be. And when you talk about Nigerian dream, it is about us and our future, politically, socially, economically. Where will Nigeria be in the next 10, 20, 30 years? What was the tribulations, the travails, and the challenges we faced in our journey as a nation? And for now, we have reached a point where Nigerians have started asking themselves questions. We are a nation of 220 million people. What plans, what provisions, what vision do we have as a nation that will take charge of our lives for the next 10, 20 years? So when we talk of the Nigerian dream, it is about education, it's about health, it's about infrastructure, it's about the realization of our own vision of the future. Someone here rose a point and said it shouldn't be about simply politics, it should not be. This should be a nation where there should be justice, freedom, equality, and equity, where every Nigerian can aspire for any position and become whatever he wants to become. Why there is so much conversation about the American dream is that America provided a platform and opportunity for its citizens You can be nothing today and be something and someone and very important person tomorrow. So when you talk of a Nigerian dream, it's about the vision, the hopes, and ambition, and the aspiration of each and every person who lives within the territory of Nigeria. And I believe that if we want to have a nation that we can truly call our own, it's not about the constitution, it's not about the national anthem, it's not about the national pledge, it's not about what we put on paper, it's about what we practice on the ground. So, to our leaders, Nigeria can be a united nation, Nigeria can be a prosperous nation if you lead with the fear of God and with a determination and commitment to fulfill your pledges. It's been 63 years since our political independence. And when you go through the manifestos of Nigeria's first generation politicians, it is about light, it's about water, it's about education, it's about bridges, it's about unity. And here we are, over 6 decades, we are still talking of the same thing. So I believe that the Nigeria of our dream should be the different one that we inherited, an improved version of it, an advanced version of it. West Africa is looking up to us, the whole of Africa is looking up to us, and the black race is looking up to us. It has been estimated that by the year 2050, Nigeria will be the third most populous nation in the world. So we shouldn't just be big by numbers of people, but our economy should be big, our future should be big. We should build a nation where our people will prefer to remain in our country than to bolt out, either as legal or illegal immigrants. Each time you wake up in this country, you hear of reports of Nigerians passing through the Sahara, stranded in Libya, Algeria, and Tunisia, some of them sinking in the Mediterranean Sea in search of greener pastures in Europe. That should not be a Nigeria. Each time you wake up in the morning, you hear of humongous amount of money being stolen by people in public office. This should not be a Nigeria. Whenever you wake up in this country, you hear comments of hate, of bigotry by some people against others. If we want a united country, we must work for it.
Mohammed Jinadu, Voice TV Nigeria.